Today's going to be a good day. We've actually got a drain off tap that works and doesn't actually leak too bad. So that's fully draining. We're just changing this boiler. I'll jump down and I'll show you what we're doing. We're taking this old non-condensing boiler out. We're drilling a new hole. We're going to patch the brickwork and the plasterwork up. New programming, new controls, bring everything up. Condenser will go into this washing machine waste. So yeah, it's pretty obviously filter, lag all the pipes, bring everything up to regs. Just got to do test on the gas, which is there. Got my manometer ready to go. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, this one. I don't film too much on boilers, changing them, but if you guys want to see more of that, I can do. So it's just I like to crack on and get them done. It's just pretty standard brickwork. We should be able to do something with that, I hope. See, that'll come out. But yeah, we've actually got a drain off tap that works, which is very good. That's why the backsies are good, because we've only got a switch live at the boiler. We don't need a pump over one down here. That would mean getting a cable right back to the airing cupboard. Obviously with the backsies, you don't need that extra. Obviously we've safely isolated everything, that's why I'm putting my fingers in there. But yeah, we've got obviously a switch, a neutral one in earth. It's an old Ideal classic. It's become a bit unreliable for him, so it's probably 20 plus years old, I imagine. Just wanted something more efficient, which makes sense with their energy prices. As always, before we do anything on gas, let by tightness test, standard procedure, and then again at the end, you know, when we're done, just so that we know there's no leaks before we start, and definitely no leaks at the end. So standard setup, meters all sealed, sleeved, bonded, governor, sealed, bracketed, warning, on-off tape, and emergency contact number. So yeah, all looks good with that one. All I've done is unscrewed the cover plate. I don't think the flue is actually fixed in at all. So trust me, I didn't undo any screws in there. It just pulled straight out, which is not good, but good for us because it makes my life easier. It's all finished draining. Flue's all disconnected. Just need to undo that coach bolt at the top. Gas is disconnected from the valve, electrics is disconnected. Just need to cut, that's the return on these, that's the flow. We can get the boiler lifted off. New core through there. I actually got a long flue just because I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. Sometimes when you look at jobs you can't remember how far it is off the wall. Well, maybe I got away with a short one, but it don't matter, we can cut it down. It's better to be too long than short. And yeah, hopefully it should be alright. Right, I've got the old beast lifted off. Obviously we've got return flow, we'll just have to jig them. I think they come that side on the back seat. Yeah, they do. So the return will probably go straight in and the flow will just have to come across. There's only so much you can do when you're retrofitting. We'll get that old plate off the wall, new flue hole out first, and then keeping the gas on 15. It's literally, obviously we'll have to test it. I think it's 22 on the other side, or I've done these before, Dan, on this estate, they've been absolutely perfect. I know people say, oh, you should upgrade it to 22, but it is difficult. Worst case scenario, gas meter's there, we'll have to run a pipe external and then through, but it leaves the meter in 22 anyway. So somewhere in this wall on these houses they've reduced down to 15. I've got Harry just come to give us a hand after all the hard work's done. Just kidding, he's learning his gas, so we'll get some pictures as we go along for him and get him more qualified. Right, so I just put my template on the wall. I'm going to line the return straight up with the old return. So the filter, it's going to look, it sounds a bit weird, but the filter is going to sort of sit behind the flue, but you're going to be able to get to it still. We'll come off this with a compression elbow, square bend straight into that, and then while my mate's prepping the pipes and stuff, you can even get the jig on the wall or the back plate bit. I'm going to get the flue hole cut, so it's just a bit careful measuring. I'm going to cut it from outside in, slight drop through the wall, straight onto the elbow, which will be perfect. That'll be precision drilling. Right, just there is where we want to be. I'm going to pile it through and then I'm going to core back so not to get too much dust in the kitchen. Obviously we always consider it customer's property. Then pipes are dripping a bit, they should stop in a second. It's just, you know, what's left in the pipe work. Got a tray down catching the drops. So yeah, should be alright once we get that bit done. Harry's going to get this wall patched up while I'm coring the hole, and then the actual pipe work, gas won't be too bad. Condenser, it's been agreed with the customer, we're just going to drop straight down in front of the tiles. That's tumble dry. There's a waste behind there for the washing machine, so we're just going to connect into that, and then obviously you've got to flush the system and we should be good. My mate says we're bang on the mark. I just need to chop that brick out and that brick out, but I'll probably do that while it's flushing, so we get away with just two on this one, because that's a full brick, and we should be good. I don't know what to do with that. I might use some of the dust, knock them plugs out. I think it will look all right rather than chop in. I'll have a look anyway. I'll sort it. It will look neat and tidy when I'm done. But yeah, perfect hole. Right, Harry's prepped all these pipes here. I cored the hole. We've got the gas prepped at the bottom, so this should line up. We're just going to drop this on the bracket. Filter on this connection here, pointing that way. Flow will bend it up, and that should be perfect. There she is, she's on the wall. I'm hoping I can get my MagnaClean Micro in there behind the flue. You should be able to get to it. We've got to get the flushing attachments on it anyway. Obviously flue's got a slight drop into there, and as I say, one square bend done. What's the gas looking like at the bottom? Oh, the gas will be perfect because the gas connections over there on these cable will be fine, and then condense will go straight down. So just got to patch up the side. I think we've got room to get a trowel in there just to patch that in. That'll be fine. So yeah, going okay. What is it, like 9 o'clock? So we've been here an hour and it's pretty much swapped over. So we decided to go for the long flue option just because I couldn't remember how far the boiler was off the wall when I priced it. I came and had a look, and then you forget, don't you? So it's actually 530, so maybe we would have got away with the short one. So I just need to get that cut off square. And then I think I've found a new hack for cutting these middles, but I've not tried it before, so I'll try it on this one and see if it works. So I've just struck the boiler up. I've got the MagnaCleanse bolted on it. There's quite a bit of air in it. We've literally only just struck it up. That's the best I could do with that gas pipe. And obviously I'm just sorting the electrics out, upgrading all the controls and stuff. But a bit spaghetti junction behind there. I need to work out a way of fixing that program on my back, but I'll figure it out. And then yeah, get it all MagnaCleansed out. We've got plenty of time to do a good. I don't think the water's that dirty anyway, but we'll make sure it's all good. A bit hard to see because the light's terrible, but we've lagged all the pipes to make it compliant best we can anyway. So they're all lagged. We just got to lag the ones coming off the boiler, and just got to sort that cylinder out yet, and then we've got to put new rooms down as well. I'm just having a tidy up of the worktop and stuff. As of the 1st of October, we are required to fit a CO alarm with new boilers, so I need to get that mounted. Just need to tidy these electrics up. And yeah, we're pretty much getting there. Obviously holes to patch, flue to patch up around, finish cleaning it out. I think the system is pretty clean. It already had Drayton TRV4 fitted everywhere, so we've just updated the thermostat and stuff. So yeah, nice one, going well. Just got brickwork to do on the outside, and obviously sand and cement up when I get some stuff mixed up for the bricks. So yeah, getting there. It is, well, I said it'd take me only, it's still in the morning, so plenty of time to finish flushing. She's all up and working now. Closest we could get on the brick match, to be fair. So we just put some dye in the where the screws are. I don't think it looks too bad. It's only on the side elevation anyway, so that's all working. We just need to set flow and return temperatures, do with the analyzer, benchmark, and yeah, see how Harry's getting on the inside. Still got it. Still got the MagnaCleanse on. He's on the worktop. Look, he's all right. So yeah, Harry's just patching the inside up, and yeah, we should be good. This is the bit you all want to see, and in the reveal. I don't think there'll be much in here. Not a lot on that one. Not a lot on it. Worth doing though. But we've put, well, I put 2 tubs of F1 in, and yeah, that should help keep the system nice and clean. I think this has already been flushed before. You can generally tell by the state of the header tanks and stuff, and like TRV4s and stuff like that fitted on the radiators, so should be good. Right, we'll just set all the flow and return temperatures up, make sure it's all burning correctly. Other than that, it should be a nice tidy job. Obviously we made good on the inside, we just need to wipe that flue off. But we are getting there. Now then guys, I've just got to this job. Another engineer from a different company's been out, and I can see why he's walked away. It's the most hodgery-bodged oil line that I've ever seen in all my life. I think every joint along the line looks like it's leaking. There's bits of sections of oil line, socket, oil line, socket, oil line. So what I'm going to do is just clip a new oil line along the whole fence. At the minute they're just cleaning the garden up because it's full of dog crap. I'm not working in that lot. It is disgusting. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Some jobs are like this. Obviously it's a rented property as well. We've worked for the landlord in the past, but he's going to give me a shout in a minute when I can get back in, because I'm not working in that lot. So some of the jobs are like that you do. It's just you get a whole variety. You get a mixture of all different walks of life. I actually had an interesting job yesterday, which would have been good to film. I went to a wall star that another company had been out, and I've worked with a lad before a few years back, and he's not too experienced on oil, but it was smoking like a steam train. It was going poof, 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 poof. And it was anyway, I managed to get it all set up, set the oil pump pressure back up, we clean it all out, set the air up. It's burning beautifully now. It's been an interesting one to see, but when I'm showing him how to do the job, it's hard to like film and do everything. You can probably appreciate that it is difficult sometimes. But yeah, this guy's just having a clean up of the garden, and I'm going to get a new, hopefully I've got enough oil on. It's a fair distance from the tank to where the boiler, and the boiler's like under the stairs, but I think the oil line runs under the kitchen units. And yeah, I mean, oil boilers under the stairs aren't the best anyway, because obviously it's the fire escape and stuff like that, but I couldn't really have a proper look. It's that full of stuff, and there's dogs and everything in there. It's just a bit of a mess anyway. I'll try and get some shots if I can and show you what the crack is, but yeah, it's not going to be a nice one, I don't think. Right, so this is the job. It's a bit of a mess. I'm just going to, basically there's joints everywhere along this line. I think it goes under the ground, then through that shed. So I'm just going to clip it all on the outside, and it feeds over in that far corner. So I'm just going to use saddle clips on this fence with short screws, and then I don't know what I'll do around that side, but I'll do something with it. Should be straight enough. I put a dust sheet down so I'm not leaning on anything that I don't want to be leaning on. And I'll just get this boshed in. That oil line I think had been cut through there. It literally just fell off. Obviously it hasn't been cut by grass because it's all artificial, but I don't know. Not good. I'm just running that in. I know it's not brilliantly straight, but the fence is all over the place. What can you do? I've just been and pulled the oil line through. I didn't film any of it because I couldn't really inside. So they're invaluable things just for pulling lines in. That just connects onto your flexi. Took all the old line out, clipped it up best I can. So not much else I can do with this one. Back to the safety of the van. It's just started raining as well, so I've got that job done just in time. But that's a rented property. What I've said is, obviously I've replaced the oil line as per what was requested, but the boiler really needs a service. The matey boy reckons it's been done, but I'm not so sure how well it's been done. It's leaking in all the warm flow places. It's on the blender on the right hand side. It's leaking down onto the plate and then onto the pump, and also the expansion vessel. When I fired the boiler up, the expansion vessel, well, you sort of tap on the expansion vessel, can't you? But the pressure seems to go high, and he reckons he keeps having to top it up. So it probably needs either the expansion vessel pumping or replacing, obviously the PRV, or it could be even the pipe on them warm flames block up onto the where it connects on. So it's just, they're not my favourite boiler in the world. You seem to get the same problems over and over again with them. So yeah, at least that one's all done. I've got the heating and hot water back on, which was on my ticket to do. It's not always a glamorous life being a plumber. I don't always film these sort of jobs, but if you guys want to see more of what I do, sometimes, I don't know, I try and film a bit more because some people find this sort of stuff interesting. But yeah, as I say, not every job you do is going to be like months and rings and perfection. Sometimes that's not how it is. It's just do as you're told, you know, get the oil line back across the boiler in the neatest way possible, and that's all people want to pay for. Sometimes they're not interested. Obviously you could have dug up all the garden, gone across, you know, buried it all as per regulations, but that's not what the customer wanted. So as long as it's safe, it's fitted to regulations, that's how it is on that one. So yeah, we'll move on to the next job. I've got about 50 other places I need to try and get to today as well. So yeah, we'll move quickly on and yeah, crack on. This is just a service. What we'll do is change this flexi, change that nozzle. I've already taken the baffles out because the boiler's really hot. I need to put some gloves on yet. So that's all cooling, so I can work on the burner. So let's see what bits we got in the van. I think it'd be like a, what is it? 0.660 EH, I think. We'll get that sorted. And then we'll have a look inside. And I've got, where did I put the nozzle? I think it's that one. Just move them out of the way. Picked up the wrong one. just a nip on that. just checked the readings on this. I don't think they'll be that bad, to be honest with you. I've only just, the boiler's been running about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Looking for CO2 is probably around 11.5 on this boiler. It's quite an old thing. We checked the ratio and everything. It looks, obviously I cleaned all the inside. I didn't film everything just because it's time, but I always drag the baffles out, put them into a bucket, clean them all off, and then just scrape the inside. So have a look. It might need adjusting a touch. Air looks a little bit low on it. We'll give that a tweak. We'll let it stabilise, and we'll see what it burns like. Flue looks alright. That's obviously your air intake that'll come the analyzer on. It's just on a tube, and then flue, it's got a guard on it. And the tank probably not compliant in any way, shape or form, but all you do is fill out your paperwork. What's it looking like? It's not so bad. Just need to check the safety controls, i.e. the photo cell. It seems to be clicking off on its stat fine. And we'll go around and check all the radiators and stuff. It's all microcore, so I don't know, maybe any real rest. Obviously we'll try and get the